Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another edition of Hilaal Live, all the way from the Cape Town studios. My name is Luqman Shadrack. Thanks for joining us on channel 347. Alternatively, you can also live stream on www.hilal.tv. It's a brand new week, and we invite very interesting people that are making a difference in our community and ensuring that our youth have something to also contribute to our community as well. In studio, I'd like to welcome back from Youth Mastery, Haafith Achmat Solomons. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah so much. You've just come back from Umrah as well. I can see you still beaming from that trip. Jazakallah so much for coming into studio.
No, alhamdulillah, shukran for having me again. Alhamdulillah, it's always a pleasure to be here.
It's my pleasure. And you guys have always have something new and exciting going in order to not just inspire the youth, but also entrepreneurs and, business people as well. You've got a very exciting project that's happening on the 2nd of December. Tell our viewers a bit more.
So, alhamdulillah, on the 2nd of December is our annual summer market.
Mm-hmm.
The annual summer market, it started just after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And how it really came about is that we have this annual Friday
Mm-hmm.
where people come and we pre-sell tickets, and the classical scenario, we pre-sell tickets.
Gotcha.
And,
Yeah.
Cape Town should know that.
Of course.
We pre-sell those tickets, and then people come in and collect. So we thought to ourselves, this actually kept us going during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And at the tail end of that year, we thought to ourselves, how can we be of benefit to the rest of our community? Because this is keeping us going. How many other organizations are struggling? How many businesses are struggling? So what can we do? What minor adjustments can we do to really, assist the community at the time?
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to move the Friday to a venue that was quite big.
Okay.
And could accommodate for some stall holders, and then we turned it into a market.
Mm-hmm. Where were the previous events before we go into this one? Where did you have the previous ones?
To be quite honest, the first one we had at my mom's house.
Okay.
And we were selling the food at the garage.
Brilliant.
The second one we had from the Salahana in
Nice.
the area in Otri over there.
Okay.
The third one we had at our premises that we were renting.
Mm-hmm.
And then all that happened was people would come, collect and leave.
Right.
And then we thought, just by moving the premises and allowing this foot traffic, this line that's coming to collect their food, to actually pass by our local businesses,
Right.
So many people can benefit if we just make the small adjustment.
Nice.
And coming out of COVID, knowing, even some of the parents of our institution, they were struggling with fees because their business was maybe, shut down, or salaries were cut, or this, that, and the other. We thought we have to be able to do something, man.
Of course.
And alhamdulillah, with the success of that event, we then said, let's do this. And we had about 40 local businesses that actually responded, came
Nice.
on board, and that was the birth of this TTR market.
So what type of businesses were involved? I mean, what type of products did they have, or services did they offer?
It was a massive variety, from clothing to food to
So more market vibe.
yeah, definitely. So and that's how we kind of just fell into the summer market vibe.
Nice.
Then because the venue had a field in front, and it just organically developed, subhanallah, it's the power of really making an intention and then just working hard towards that intention. And I'm speaking about the teams that's working, the intention is made and the teams just keep working and Allah just opens up. And then what happened was the venue had a field in front. So some guy was coming to pony rides and another one was and then eventually there was like a whole youth space in front where the kids could have activities and the parents can go inside and enjoy the market and shop, without the kids grabbing everything over the shelf and stuff like that.
But also taking their mind off watching the kids and making sure that they're behaving.
Yeah,
whatever the case
100%.
may say.
So,
now they're entertained.
Yeah, and that's the power of this, this collaboration, because now we have TTR, and at the same time under the same roof as Youth Mastery, and their speciality is kids.
Right.
So we had the Youth Mastery team in front on the field that you can comfortably give your kids and say, okay, they're going to look after them while I'm going to be going inside and I'm doing my thing over there. So, it wasn't just that, it was actually that they were being watched, looked after, entertained, kept busy in a safe and healthy environment while parents were doing their shopping and doing their thing and whatever it may be, collecting their food. And it just created such a beautiful environment.
Stunning.
And there wasn't, obviously because of the intention to assist, there was like a very, very minimal fee just to ensure commitment from the markets, the stall holders that were joining, and any organizations that were raising funds or were struggling as well. For example, one example just comes to mind is Masjid Love.
Yes,
those organizations that came forward, we actually gave them that space and said, look, you're on a journey, we're on a journey, let's join.
Brilliant.
Somebody even came to me and asked me, are you aware that there's people raising funds at your fundraiser? So I said, yes, we were. We invited them. We gave them the space because this is what community is all about. That we know we're struggling.
Share the love.
This is where we're making our money over here. So, I mean, we never even sold anything on the day. We stopped at our pre-sold tickets. And anybody who wanted to purchase anything on the day had to purchase from the the vendors that were there, and the feedback was overwhelming. Everybody was like, please do this again. So that is the birth of our annual market day.
I like the fact that you're keeping it community based. You're keeping it that community benefits from this as well. There aren't too many corporates involved. Yes, inshallah, all these community projects grow into corporates as well, and I think that's where you're heading.
Yeah, no, 100%. With this type of collaboration, it gives you that foundation to grow further, man. But I mean, where you going to get that level of support from? And the gap, and I'm appreciating the word corporate that you're using at the moment, is the gap. And I know this frustration with working in organizations for about 13 years now, is that the gap between where our corporates are and where our startup organizations are that are really making a difference is massive. And to get any assistance on that level, you need to be on a certain level. But to be on that certain level, you need a certain level of assistance. So the gap's going to stay there until all of us on this level decide to say, hey, let's hold hands and get there together. Let's.
And it's like-minded individuals that are coming towards a project like this. What were your numbers in the previous years? That came through, plus minus?
Plus minus about 40 different
stallholders.
Amongst that, about 6 or 7 different organizations that were there as well. And then the numbers in terms of community was just like amazing. We had over 50 volunteers.
Brilliant.
Over 50 volunteers from, colloquially said, our old aunties, all the way down to our young teenagers, just came to serve on the day, expecting nothing in return, just invested in this project. And, from the kitchen all the way through to the bride, to managing the stall holders, to, the traffic, to the kids outside, to everything. It was really became like, a community-based type of project.
Let's take a couple of steps back in terms of your involvement from how you started Youth Mastery and the need for an event like this. Do you do other projects during the year to raise funds for your organization?
Yeah, 100%. Raising funds is, it's vital. I mean, you can't do anything without the resource.
Of course.
And the challenge we face, and this is in Cape Town and South Africa as a whole, is that the need supersedes the amount of resources available. And I know this because organizations on our level are having to look for funding externally. We have to go abroad. We have to go outside of South Africa. Yes, you can, but it's clouded in South Africa. I mean, you can travel to, I just got back from Johannesburg. You can go around Cape Town, Joburg, Durban, PE. There's everyone's asking everywhere, but it's not an unnatural thing. In our fund development program we were doing a couple of months back, it's a classical start for any organization because a need is seen. Now people respond to that need, and the people who respond generally are gonna respond whether the resources are there or not. And those brave individuals who respond now look for support. And that support needs to come in the form of human capital. It needs to come in the form of finances that come in. It needs to come in the form of expertise. And as a result of all of that, raising funds and developing an organization from a resource perspective is vital. And ensuring that is there, that ensures sustainability of the project. So people can respond, but to respond sustainably is a whole different game altogether.
Absolutely, I agree. And to maintain that all these projects supersede your expectations as well. That's also vital. What are the funds going to be used for directly right now?
Directly right now is basically what we do is we have 3 touch points throughout the year. And so technically we have our annual fund. Our annual fund is basically broken up over 3 periods. The one is Ramadan,
Okay.
the one is mid-year, and the
Right.
one is at the tail end of the year.
Okay.
So this one basically carries our projects, especially through this busy season now
Until
into the
Ramadan.
new year, which Ramadan would then fall in February, March.
Inshallah.
And having these capital injection of funds just facilitates for the sustainability of that. And all of it goes into the employment program that we have, where our youth are working within our organizations, and certain other towards our teachers, the staff, the development of the staff, that particular thing. And then specifically through this holiday season, the alternatives that we're presenting to our kids, because what are they going to be up to this holidays?
True.
And, we don't just want to leave them to anything. And people and parents are looking where and how for alternatives.
Let's face it, not many people are going on holiday, primarily because they are still recovering from, the hit that COVID took on everybody.
Yeah.
So people are looking for alternatives to stay within the Western Cape area, and keeping the kids entertained as well. Most companies close mid-December, and people are looking for alternatives, I would imagine. We're going to chat a bit more to Brother Achmat Solomons from Youth Mastery about an event on the 2nd of December. Find out how you can get involved, but more importantly, how you could bring yourself and your family, your entire family, to attend this amazing event. We're going to give out some more details after the break. So do have a pen and paper handy, or take a picture with your cell phone with the poster that we're going to bring up very, very shortly. You are still watching Hilaal Live. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for watching us on channel 347. I'm Luqman Shadrack. In studio, we've got Brother Achmat Solomons, who's part of Youth Mastery, chatting to us about a lovely event that they've got going on the 2nd of December right here in Cape Town. So for all those Joburgers and Durbanites that are coming down for holiday, get your phones ready, because you can take a pic of the poster that's going to come up on screen very, very soon. Achmat, jazakallah so much for coming into studio and sharing this journey that you've taken to embark on bringing the community together as well. I would imagine as this project has grown over the years, you've had to encounter certain challenges, certain obstacles, as a project leader, as a business entrepreneur brain. What were some of the challenges, without going into too much detail? And then also, I see you getting cold sweats just thinking about it. No, I'm kidding. But also, how did you overcome these challenges as well?
Look, I'd say from the outset, the very first challenge is it starts within, where the decision needs to be made. Can we do this? Because there's that moment, and anybody that started an organization or started a project or even started a business for that matter, where you realize what needs to be done. And when that realization sets in that, okay, this is the reality and this is what needs to be done, the question then comes to mind, and this is the very first challenge. Can I do this? Can we do this? And that's the very first challenge. So you got to jump that and say, look here, I don't know if I can, but it's worth a shot, because why am I doing this in the first place? What's our vision for the world? What's our vision for our organization? What's the vision for this company, even for that matter? And in realizing that, you've got to understand that, listen, that's going to be part of the journey. That's going to be your first lesson, and then take that shot. The second one, obviously, is failing, because you're going to go at it and you're going to fail. Let's hope you succeed.
Inshallah.
But in most cases, I tell some of our teams, in fact, all of our teams, I say, look, go for a try and I hope you fail. Because you're not here to produce a result now. You're here to develop, you're here to grow. And without making those mistakes, without putting yourself out there, you're not going to be able to grow.
But also the lessons learned in that process.
Yes, 100% are extremely valuable. And, when that framework is created, it assists the team to be able to take on the challenge, knowing that, okay, it's not about this event. I'm not, there's a saying we have, I'm not playing for now. I'm not playing for this match over here. There's bigger matches to come. And what I'm playing now is, this is part of my growth journey, whether it's, before the event, during the event, after the event, there's this mindset of I'm still growing. And if you're learning to walk, you're supposed to stumble.
Is the need more to put on an event like this than rather not? Is that a question that you seem to struggle with?
Yes, 100%.
And that's why you're going forward, right?
Yes, because what happens now is, do I or don't I? But that's going to be influenced with the pressure of putting on an event like this. In human nature, we're going to think, there's so much to do, let me rather not. But if we jump immediately into, I'm going to do this, I don't have a choice, it's what's required, let's go. And then whatever comes our way, we're going to take it and we're going to grow. And we've failed before. I mean, we started at our first bride day that we did. So this market day was a bride day that became a market day, right? As we discussed earlier. So then the first bride day that we did, we sold about maybe 150 tickets,
Alhamdulillah.
right? And then 250, if I remember correctly. And then we sold about 550,
MashaAllah.
but we ran into a major issue with how we ran the event, and then the profit margin wasn't even as great as it was when the tickets were less.
Wow.
And that's how it developed over the years. And now we're selling 1,500. At such a rate that our last bride day we ended like at 3, everything was sorted, there wasn't running late and people looking
logistics.
at everything transformed, and the little teams developed, the admin team developed, the bride team developed, the marketing team developed, and watching everybody grow like this is really what makes me take on the next challenge and say, guys, we're pushing for 2,500, guys, we're going to take a bigger venue, guys, we're going to keep, and every time, they open their eyes like this and I say, remember that 150, remember that 200, and remember how you struggled the last time. Yeah,
Humble days. MashaAllah, grown very nicely, the project. The project, let's get into the project itself. It's happening on the 2nd of December. Give us more details.
So what's happening on the 2nd of December, it's in Gardens Commercial.
Just off Hatfield Street?
Hey?
Just off Hatfield Street.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And, so we want to bring the family out there, make a day out of it. There's going to be lots to do. We're having an entire day starting all the way from 8 a.m. in the morning. Stall holders are going to be there early. Check our social media, go to TTR, and have a look at what last year's looked like and expect the same or more. Definitely expect better. The food, definitely, I think the guys have really prided themselves in terms of what we deliver, and service delivery is an extremely important one to our team. So we look forward to every one of those bride packs that you're going to open up, and everybody's going to have an experience. We like to say you eat with your eyes first before your stomach.
Definitely.
So when you open it up, you're going to be excited.
So it's sold at 165 Rand a ticket.
Yeah.
And that includes your quarter chicken and chips, chop and sausage, noodle salad, and flatbread, and a cool drink.
Yeah.
For 165 Rand. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, 100%. Alhamdulillah. No, it's good. And our feedback we've got, I'm only sharing it's good because of the feedback we got, is that, people are looking forward to it.
So for those businesses that would still like to get involved, do you have space for more people?
Always.
Okay.
Always. I always tell our teams that, when people come forward, then we adjust. Okay. Because why do we exist? We exist to serve one another. And somebody's coming forward, how are we going to adjust? How are we going to adapt? How are we going to grow from there? So in terms of the project scope, definitely the ease. And there's never been, somebody that comes forward, even if we can't necessarily accommodate you at this point in time, you become part of the network. We're going to sit down with you, talk about where you want to be, and see how we can, align to develop further. So,
Brilliant.
But even over and above the market day is a networking experience for us. So even if you as a young business, you're getting in touch with us, there's other opportunities that you can tap into, other potential growth opportunities that you can benefit from as a young startup business. Brilliant. Or even one that's growing, that's looking to increase your performance or looking to develop.
How do people get hold of you? If they would like to take up a stall, if they'd like to be partner with you, maybe corporate would like to come on board as well and be part of this amazing event.
Okay, so there's a number of ways. Number one, if you just want to, buy a ticket, you're welcome to do that and come and collect it. If you want to be a stall holder, you can contact us on our details there, 066-248-3678. If you want to contribute, like a lot of people, what they do also, because they know of our outreach projects, they purchase some tickets, but then they say they're not going to collect it. Let's give it to some of maybe the orphans in our project or the community. The impoverished areas in our community, go and distribute it over there. So we do that as well, where people say, okay, maybe I'm watching this broadcast from Joburg, I'm not going to be here, but I want to buy 10, go give it to kids that are hungry. We do that for you as well. Or if you want to just contribute to any of the expenses of the event, which obviously helps the profit margin, which again fuels the projects we're going to do, and that's the mission.
Brilliant. Logistics around the event as well. I would imagine you've got foot traffic, so all the necessary security procedures, health and safety, all been taken into consideration.
100% a safe customer journey from when you're arriving,
Yeah.
with our youth themselves welcoming you, telling you where to
Brilliant.
park and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So and it's another site on its own to see the team that's working there. Youth from within our madrasa and within the projects and that are there on the ground working every night. Actually, they've been meeting every single Wednesday for the last 3 months for 2 hours, and now over the last 3 weeks, every night for 2 hours.
Amazing.
Just to ensure that every aspect, I mean, I'll maybe share with you some pictures or whatever. You can check on our social media, how the walls have plans on and pictures of the site and the route of the customer and all, and to the finest detail of that entire customer journey, ensuring a beautiful one, a healthy one, and a safe one for everybody involved, inshallah.
Why should our viewers watching this interview right now, why should they come through to this event? Encourage them. Words of encouragement from you.
Words of encouragement from my side is the more we are, the more we can do. And there's so much that's needed in our community. From the orphans that are benefiting from our program, from those who can't afford, our objective is to keep a high level of education accessible to our entire community and even free for those who really, really need it and deserve it. And in order to do that, we need more people. We need more support. It's a community project from the community, by the community, for the community, and we need the community.
Brilliant.
So come along, inshallah.
Those social media sites that our viewers can visit very quickly, if you would like to give them out again one more time.
Yeah, you can visit TTR and Youth Mastery on Instagram and Facebook as well. I think that's the easiest to grab through. Inshallah. And yeah, you'll see that over there.
All the very best with the project. I think it's an amazing event. As you can see, the posters up on the screen. Again, it's the market day that's happening on the 2nd of December at Gardens Commercial in Cape Town. Lots to offer. Do get hold of the good people from Youth Mastery or from TTR. And if you'd like to be a stall holder or a business that would like to contribute towards this event, they're welcome to do that.
Definitely. We look forward to it, inshallah.
Ahmad, jazakallah so much. Always a pleasure having you in studio. All the very best with the project. We look forward to hearing good things about it, inshallah.
Ameen, inshallah. Shukran so much.
All the best. And that's Youth Mastery and TTR having their market day on the 2nd of December right here in Cape Town. The poster was on the screen. Do go and visit them on Youth Mastery on all the good social media platforms. And if you'd like to be involved, if you'd like to maybe have a stall, if you're a corporate that would like to get involved, to sponsor some of the tickets so that they can contribute and continue some of the great work that they do. You are still watching Hilaal Live.